Hello and welcome. Myself Nadim Abbas, and we are here in AEC studio based in Riyadh. Today with us, Sergio Ross is joining. So hi Sergio, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Nadim, thank you for having me.
Could you please tell us about your experience and your journey in BIM?
Yeah, well, I think the journey in BIM started back in university when there was courses were like optional, so it was like a new thing. It was AutoCAD, and few of us were like noticing that Revit architecture was coming up. I studied there, and then from there I got a internship in a small company that were not working in BIM software. But I was trying to do like 3Ds with ArchiCAD and so on, and little by little I just joined as a assistant of a structure technician. I joined a multinational company, and then from there just started to escalate from modeler, BIM coordinator, BIM manager, BIM lead, and nowadays I act as a consultant from Digital Sapiens, where we just help clients to just deliver BIM effectively.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So how many years you are having in BIM?
I started in 2012, so over 13 years of experience, and it ranged from infrastructure to buildings, design, construction, but I still believe that I have plenty to learn.
Agree. And now we will start with the questions that really make a big impact on the market, let's say. So I keep receiving the questions from our followers on LinkedIn, and one of the major and commonly repeated asked question is how, as a student or as a draftsman or someone who is not in the field of BIM, can start his or her career in BIM? How you will advise on it?
Well, I think it's a tricky question because I can only speak from my experience. Yeah. I think if you want to start a career in BIM, you're lucky because it's a great industry and it's going to get bigger and bigger because the construction industry is changing. Back in the days, very like long time ago, we were doing design and construction with pen and paper. We moved to AutoCAD, and then we have the BIM, which is the digital transformation of the construction industry. So you are lucky. Don't get desperate. Don't rush into the jobs. But I would say, first of all, get some courses. I think from my experience, it's critical for you to understand how it works from the lowest level, which is the BIM modeler. That's how I started, and I think you understand what the things are involved. And then you can start to coordinate as a coordinator, then manager, then lead, then consultant. So I'd say get formation. And also, in my case, I started working as an assistant of technician. And at that moment, I was an engineer. But I was drawn into the BIM side. So over-prepare and then take any opportunity and over-deliver. The more that you work, the more stressful or the more challenging is the project, the more you're going to learn. It's about learning. It's about facing difficult projects, and then little by little you'll get whatever you like.
And is there any specific set of software, without naming them, can you identify a sort of software set?
Software. Well, you need to look at the statistics. There are like if you go and search reports, what are the tools that are mostly used. So I am an advocate of OpenBIM because I think it's the right way of operating. But we have to be honest. In the industry, there are some softwares that are more used than others, and there are softwares that are going to be more required than others. So that's
okay.
What the
So it's
answer
more
is.
about. So here we will advise our subscribers or the followers that go through the Google Trends, have a look on the software demands in the market, let's say the regions, and to have a look what exactly best suits your choices and your options. Cool. So now we will be jumping to the real questions that are very much being asked, or let's say what are your thoughts on it. So do you believe that BIM is broken and we are just using it wrongly?
I don't think it's broken. I think it's. I think we had a chat online with someone a couple of weeks ago. A F1 car or a Ferrari is not broken if you are pushing it rather than driving it. If you are making a wrong use of it, it will look like it's not fitting the purpose. So I don't think it's broken. It's just some cases is use it wrongly.
Okay. Cool. So in your opinion, it's like not being used properly.
Correct.
And what are the key points you will suggest to use the BIM in a proper way?
You open the Pandora's box. There's many ways that it's not been doing correctly. I think we can start with the requirements. People they are not specific about what they like. I want BIM.
Okay.
Nadim, I want BIM. And it's like you're going to a restaurant and say like, I want food. You have to be specific. What do you want? Pasta? You want salad? Do you want pizza? So you have to be specific, and also you need to understand what are the BIM uses that are gonna give you the best benefit. So one, I would say, is the requirements. The clients don't know how to ask, and at the same time, one is ask, is to understand in which of the phases the granularity of the information that you need in each of the phases to be delivered, and how to check it, and how to receive it and validate it. I would say those are main points that can change.
So are you saying that there is a lack of education in this field or awareness?
There is a clear lack of education from the clients, and there are reports that say so, and it's nothing wrong because you cannot know about everything, and this is fairly new. But many projects have been set up wrongly, and it causes like a snowball effect. Then it gives more problem, and it makes it look like BIM is broken, but it's not.
I agree with you. Okay, so I was going through your experience and I found that you work on very mega projects. I'll not name any of them, but in your opinion, on mega projects, let's say, what is the trick or what is the barrier that is slow down the BIM implementations, or let's say the desired results are not being achieved?
Okay, I think it can be various things, like what we spoke about, the requirements, and also just wanted to have a full BIM LOD 500. You want to implement too many things at the same time at a large scale, and then that can create a lot of problems. So, for example, if you want to even model the last bolt of every structure, it's going to give you problems because you're going to be implementing a lot of people, you're going to be implementing a lot of resources and a lot of cost, and it's not going to give you as much benefit. So requirements, and also being wise about what you should implement, it's critical in any project, but in large projects it's more important.
And what are your thoughts about the collaboration on large scale projects?
I think it's crucial. I think it's essential. If you have a big project, you have a place that you can have a lot of problems. So collaboration is key for everything, for us to communicate, to deliver, to check. So there is no possibility of delivering any project without collaboration. So imagine a mega project. You need like a higher level of collaboration and coordination.
And how we can have that higher level of collaboration?
That's the question of the year, I would say. I don't know how you can have a better collaboration. I'd say you have to keep things simple. You don't have to overcomplicate things like the channels. Try to be very specific about what channel do you use for each of the things, and have a clear communication structure, and also a collaboration structure. If you're going to have, so for example, the documentation, just be very clear that you're going to have this work in progress, you're going to have the share, and you're going to have the publish. Different information is gonna be used for different purposes. So be very clear have simple ways of communicating, because at the end you have a lot of people that is going to be involved, and the simpler is the less challenges you're going to have them executing it.
Agree with you. Yeah, completely agree. Now, let's talk about the myths and the thoughts. So, what do you think that the biggest myth about the BIM is in the market? I want to listen.
I think the biggest myth of BIM in the market is that BIM is the solution of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think BIM is not the solution for everything. Like, it's not like BIM or AI now is gonna sort out our lives, and we're just gonna be sitting and doing nothing in construction or in real life. I think we've been speaking about this with many excellent professionals, that we've been overselling BIM and under delivering it. So I think that's the biggest myth, and it's working against us, because it looks like BIM is not fulfilling its purpose, but it is. But people is over-promising.
Because if I remember some of the remarks from the top management that we are not impressed with BIM, and I was like, what exactly you are not impressed with BIM? So, did you ever encounter such scenario where someone like the seniors has claiming that they are not impressed with the BIM? Do you want to share something on it?
I think it's very common. I think I don't think it's only in BIM. It's like, if you are making someone to get out of their comfort zone, they gonna push back. How many times have you heard, I've done this all my life this way, so why should I change?
Mm-hmm.
If we follow that principle, we will be still riding horses rather than riding cars or driving cars. It's normal. It's the obstacle and the friction, but I think the key is to like show them small wins and examples how they can save time, and they can believe. It's like it's a way of progressively showing them that it's something that can work better for everyone.
So, are you stating that the people are the biggest barrier, or the mindset?
I'd say the biggest barrier are multiple things. It would be like people, processes, and technology. Mm-hmm. There is a barrier of people that don't want to accept, are not interested on changing the ways of working. I also think sometimes they are overcomplicated processes, and also like the technology is working isolated. I would say those three things are important barriers.
Okay, cool. So the next one, and the four, this is something I keep listening. So I just want to know your thoughts about the BIM. Is it actually saving the cost on the big projects or even small? So now the question is BIM saving the cost or not? And how?
I don't have the statistic of all the projects, so I cannot tell you that. I can tell you that there is reports that I think it's around 80% of the large infrastructure projects. Like, don't quote me on this. Like, you can find it on McKinsey. Mm-hmm. Most of the large infrastructure projects, they have over like 40% of delays, and BIM can help you to shorten that and reduce or even get rid of that. So clearly, there are many studies where BIM helps in communication, reducing issues on site, reducing requests for information, clarity, stakeholder engagement and communication. So it really helps when it's implemented correctly. Mm-hmm. It's not the case in every single project. It's like you go to a restaurant and the food that you eat doesn't taste well, you don't like it. Does that mean that the restaurant industry is wrong, or that all restaurants are doing wrong cooking, are doing wrong serving? It's not the case, but I truly believe, and there are cases that scientific use cases that prove that BIM helps to reduce cost.
Okay, and are we overcomplicating BIM with too many BIM tools and without any good strategy, or let's say well-planned strategies?
I think we are overcomplicating BIM with many tools. That's a very good question. I'd say yes, because the more tools you have, the trickier is to talk to each other. The more you have to learn. So I think that makes it more complex. But as you said, I think above all, if you have a vague or you don't have a good strategy, even with the right tools, it will not succeed.
So it's more about the strategies.
I think it's a conjunction of things, but I think strategy is critical. Like to know how you want to implement it, what do you want, what needs to be done in each of the phases, who's going to do it, who's responsible, what is going to be done, and how it's going to be done. It's critical. That's what the strategy gives you.
And what are the things, because if I saw that you are very much in the PMC side as well, so what are the things you believe that each and every PMC should understand about the BIM, its workflows, its tools?
You should understand that it's nothing alien, it's nothing unknown to everyone, it's collaboration. And it doesn't sort everything at once, it's progressive, and it can help everyone collaboratively to deliver the projects better, in a more efficient way.
So we just discussed about the collaboration. In your opinion, is BIM more about the collaboration side or control, and who is really getting the benefit out of it?
The question is if it's more about control or collaboration.
Collaboration.
I think both, because you collaborate with, for me it's a collaborative methodology, and that gives you more control about the project. So you are able, for example, used to see the design development in 3D, and then it gives you more control of what goes wrong or what goes right. You can easily spot what needs to be changed. So I would say it's both. It's about collaboration and control, and also transparency, I would say.
And let's talk about your experience. What are the most surprising lesson learned from your experience during your time on mega projects?
The most impressive lesson learned?
Yeah.
I was shocked by the lack of specific requirements, and that many times the people that set up the strategy had no experience or very little experience in BIM or understanding how BIM works down to the development teams. That was shocking for me.
Yeah, okay. So my next question I received on my LinkedIn account, someone from India. He's asking that, Nadim, what exactly is BIM and why is it important in today's construction industry? So the question was for me, but I need the answer from your side.
I'm sure that you know the answer better
than
myself, but I think it's subjective to what BIM is.
Yeah.
BIM, I'd say, is a methodology, a collaborative methodology that you work throughout the whole project life cycle. And it's a key part of the digital transformation of the construction industry. It's not a software, it's not a tool, it's a collaborative methodology. That's how I see it. Some people may say differently.
Brilliant answer. And how it is different from the conventional 2D methodology?
We need to be clear here. You can have 2D tools that are part of the BIM ecosystem. If you want to compare pure BIM software to 2D software, it's, for example, in the 2D, it's a more static software, while the BIM one, it's family-based and it's dynamic, because with the parameters you can change it and it has more dynamism, I would say.
I remember when I was working in 2009 to 11 as a draftsman, I keep forgetting all the time if I updated the section or elevation or not. So here BIM is fixing. Basically BIM tools are fixing such issues. The next question. What are the key benefits of using BIM for architects, engineers and contractors?
Transparency. You can see clearly the problems in 3D. As you can see any human being can see, understands the world in 3D rather than in 2D, so you can easily identify the problems. So transparency, collaboration, so it's an easy way to put all the things together. Normally, if you are in a 2D world, the engineer, the architect, they just work differently. In BIM, you can federate them and you can see them. So transparency, collaboration, and I would say efficiency as well, because it helps you, as you mentioned, it helps you to apply changes faster. In 2D, you have to change the plan, the section, the detail. In BIM, in 3D, you do it all at once.
And how is helping the BIM to the ultimate client to reduce the overall project cost?
We just mentioned it. So you're reducing the labor hours. If you have to do 300 changes in one building, you have to do it on the plans, on the details, on the sections. In BIM, you do it once, and at the same time, it changes on the quantities. So your bill of quantities, it changes, and it also at the same time, it will give you information that you can verify if the supplier is trying to skew you with the quantities and overcharge you or not. You have this model that is the source of truth, and you can use it for your own benefit, and it makes you work faster at the same time.
And your thoughts about interoperability?
Interoperability is the trickiest part, because software vendors, they are not very happy with making things interoperable. So it's challenging, and sometimes it's an obstacle.
So Sergio, what are the biggest challenges organizations face when they are implementing BIM, and sometimes they are frustrated? What do you think about it?
Patience. Patience is something that it got undervalued in our lives, but also in the implementation. There is this implementation and learning curve that at the beginning it drops, and then with time you start to see the benefits. So at the beginning you might have a lot of investment in time and effort for people to learn the new ways of working, the tools, the processes. But as soon as they start to getting used to it, if you invest a lot in scheme design, detail design, construction, you will get a lot of benefits. You will get the quantities, you will get the coordination, you will get a faster drawing production. So patience and believing on the process is the key.
And how the small firms can start the adaptation of BIM without the big costs on it?
I'd say you start small. You don't need to spend all the money and all the time on that. Start small and understand where you can implement it. You start in small projects, and then you'll see, and little by little, with the learning curve, you'll start to see the benefits, and there will be no way back.
And what kind of the trainings or mindset shift is required for the teams that is new to BIM?
Mindsets, it's to be open to something new, to be patient. It will take you more time at the beginning, but then it will be more beneficial. And trainings, I'd say try to understand it in a more generic way, and then just get deeper on what you want to do. If you want to be a MEP modeler, then get some good courses in MEP. If you want to do architecture, do that, and then you build from that. Like in life, you stack your skills.
And what are your predictions about BIM for upcoming 5 to 10 years?
My predictions, I don't have a crystal ball, but so what I see in the market is more countries are getting BIM mandates, more projects are getting on board because there is benefits. In UK, we had in 2016 the UK BIM Level 2, the BIM mandate, but before the private companies were already implementing it because it was beneficial and it was profitable. So the trend will keep growing, and I would say that it will be like the norm in the near future.
And do you think that BIM will be mandatory in future for public and private sector construction field?
No doubt. It happens in UK, happens in Spain, it happens in many other countries. There is no doubt, because it gives you more control, more transparency, and you're saving time and cost. So there is no doubt. Many countries are in different phases, but they are implementing it.
And would you share your experience about a project where the BIM had made a huge change?
Huge change.
Yeah. In terms of, let's say, saving the man, material,
Yeah.
and machine timelines and all?
The one project director that now is the engineering construction director for the Blue Line in Dubai, he told me in a large infrastructure project that we did in UK that the project wouldn't be possible to be delivered if it was not because of BIM. That says a lot. And also we took on board for an asset which was in the critical path, and we managed to turn around the scheme design in 6 months, and that also was thanks to the efficiency that it was brought by the BIM implementation.
Cool. The next question is for someone that is just starting his or her career in the field of BIM. What are your suggestions or advice to them?
My suggestions, if you're starting, be patient. You have all your life to work in this industry, which is fantastic, and sometimes is tough as well, because you're gonna find obstacles and clients that don't believe in BIM, and then later on will believe in BIM. Patience, and get education. Get educated. There is books. There is lots of things in internet. You can get free courses. You can get books. You can learn how to use the modeling softwares. I'd say education, patience, and try to help. Try to go to companies and try to help with a humble attitude. Don't go there and try to change the world. BIM is the solution to all. Just go, work as a team, be as BIM, be collaborative. Go and ask and try to understand what they do, how you can adapt and help them. That's the way BIM will succeed, and you will succeed in the BIM industry if you understand the others and show them easier, quick wins that they can work better. And at the end, we will all work better, because if Nadim works better, I will work better, and the whole team and the project delivery will be successful.
So it's an ecosystem basically, and you could be a part of that ecosystem too. So better just go for a kick-off and start your career in this. Start from the small bit and pieces, then you will grow. Okay, and moving to our next question is, so Sergio, most probably the last question. So what is the biggest misconception you feel is about BIM in the market?
A huge one, a big one that keeps on coming. You can see it in social media and everywhere, is people think a 3D model is the digital twin. And it's not the case. And people should stop saying that, because it's a completely different thing. The digital twin, it's composed of 3 layers. You have the digital 3D model, you have the IoT, and then you have the communication between the digital and the existing asset. So BIM is not a digital twin. It's not a smart city. BIM is something different. And also another one, which is the worst one, is people mix BIM with a specific software, which is not the case. And it's just it's the easiest way you're going to spot someone that doesn't know much about BIM.
Yeah, I completely agree. When sometime I received the call and the hiring person was asking for a specific software, and literally I have no idea as a modeler or coordinator about that one, and I got rejected. It could be the part of the requirement for the specific project, but that specific software is not BIM at all. So there are numerous software available in the markets. You can have a look on the trends and use software in the market, and you'll get to know what exactly you need to learn. And BIM is not blah blah blah. So there is no specific software. It's a set of process, tools, and people. So always keep in mind it's not a specific software. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone, if you are watching us till this point of moment. And thank you very much, Sergio, who joined us from UK, flying specifically Riyadh for the podcast. Thank you very much. Would you like to share the end note for this podcast with our viewers?
I think it's a fantastic initiative. Nadim, thank you again for having me here. I love this. I think it was needed. It's a platform that you can share knowledge, we can connect, and I am very thankful that you are putting the effort and making this happen. I see this having a tremendous success, and I'm happy to help anytime, and I will keep an eye on all the people that is coming, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of knowledge and insights that are going to be very valuable. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio, for joining us today. And a lot of the BIM podcast will be released on weekly basis, and I believe we will be sharing a lot of the knowledge. The BIM expert will be joining us soon. Please note that this podcast series is very much non-political and non-profitable. So we are here to help the community. This podcast is from the community to the community. Thank you very much.